Yo, what's up, happy people, bro? What's going on? What's good? How y'all boys living? What's up? It's your boy, Boom Bam Bunansky. I got the broskies with me, and it's the Going for the Gusto podcast. What's up, Bubba?
Hey man, it's a beautiful Friday. What is it? It's Saturday actually, man. Look, work got me crazy, man. I've been working crazy for the past couple of days, but it's good to be here to talk about some football, man. What kind of topics you got for me?
Man, look, man, yo. I hear you, but I need this, man. This get a little rejuvenation, a little
Yeah,
juices.
man. Bring me some energy, man. Bring me
Man,
something. Let's get
yeah.
something started.
So look, man. So look, we got I've been just stumbling through some stuff. I'm looking around, and with the draft just happened, and I said, let me look at some stuff, and I said, running back, it's a position I played, and so I was like, let's check out like, what the running backs looking like, and so, just looking through some stuff, I looked at 6 years ago in 2017, and I was like, all these running backs came out in one draft class. I was like, hold on, let me look at this. And so then I saw some of the internet was like, the what's the best running back class? So I'm just looking around, and I looked and I was like, yo, 2017,
That was a crazy year, man.
that
It was a
draft
crazy
class
year.
is crazy. So look, y'all let us know in the comments what y'all think the best class is, but we're gonna talk about 2017. Let me just give y'all a few names of everybody that came out in 2017 draft class. Leonard Fournette, Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook,
It's
Joe
crazy already.
Mixon, Alvin Kamara, Kareem Hunt, Jamal Williams, Aaron Jones, and Austin Eckler. That's all in
Already.
2017. That's just a
That's
few of the names.
already.
That's just a few of the names, bro. Everybody that came out in 2017. So, what's your thoughts about that, bro?
Uh, Oof. Well, see, the crazy thing would be to say, what year has competed with that after 2017? Because all of these actual running backs are like the lead
Oh,
hitters.
and Deontay Foreman. Just
And
so
Deontay Foreman, and shout out Deontay Foreman, man. Like I really want him to get his chance on. I think he's still on Carolina.
yeah,
I see they drafted a running back. I thought they were gonna go forward with Deontay Foreman, but we'll see what happens there. Maybe they start doing a two back drill or something with that. But Deontay Foreman's a great back. But between Chris McCaffrey and all of them coming out of that same year, they're the lead headers right now in the NFL in 2023.
I mean,
That's
like,
6 years.
cause look, I mean, excuse me, you could bring up, Marlon Mack, who's another back who had a good 2 year stretch. What you call it?
Yeah, I
He,
like Marlon, man. I like Marlon, especially if he can stay healthy. But I feel like Marlon Mack has been robbed out of his years of what like he's actually capable of doing.
right.
So I would love to see a bounce back from that. But we know like the running back syndrome that as you get older and as the league progresses on, you don't necessarily go upward, you go down. But Marlon Mack is a great running back, man. I would just love to see if he can make a comeback, but he had to be on the team that's needing.
Out of this draft class, I think you can argue that you can argue in the top 10 running backs in the league right now. Six of them are in this draft class.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey. Nick
Christian
Chubb is
McCaffrey,
when did Nick Chubb get drafted? I had to look that up. But Christian
Nick Chubb,
McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook,
Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon,
Joe
Alvin
Mixon for
Kamara,
sure, Alvin Kamara.
Austin Eckler, Aaron
They better
Jones.
stop playing with Austin. They better give Austin that contract, man.
And I don't, he gonna end up going someplace else.
I mean,
I,
there's too much bad blood. No, I mean, like I would, I don't know what I don't know what they would do without him. But the Chargers obviously got a plan, I guess.
they drafted more receivers. They gonna throw the ball. That's the
You
plan.
just go throw the ball.
Um,
I'm like, I feel like you just don't let Austin Eckler walk, man. Like, I guess though, man, it's a powerhouse back.
Yeah, but they're all these running backs because they got drafted in 2017. They're in that year where this year is either going to be really good or really bad. Like we saw Leonard Fournette look pretty bad last year.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the year before that,
To be fair, he got injured too, though. But
yeah, I think he just, but he looked kind of heavy and not as
yeah, yeah,
explosive
he
as he
looked
once
bad.
was, especially when Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl, he was toting that thing.
Yeah,
That year, and
that's
then
true. That's true.
Alvin Kamara had a couple injuries. Now Christian McCaffrey, now Dalvin Cook looked a little slower, but he still had great. It was weird because it seemed like the Vikings were always losing. So since the
Yeah,
Vikings were always losing, he wasn't getting a lot of touches. I don't know if they were trying to preserve him, but he still had like 700 or 800 yard games this past
yeah.
season.
I'm a little concerned for Dalvin though, man. Like, because it seems like he's going through a digression too as time's going by. I know that the Vikings are playing from behind a lot more nowadays, but it's I don't know, man. Because he
You
from
think
if
the
we were talking about Dalvin Cook for 2 years ago, this man was averaging like 1,000 yards to like maybe 1,200 yard seasons. Like it's a
so
little.
he had in 2020 he rushed for 1550.
He had 1550 in
Yeah.
2020 and 2021. He had what 1,200.
1160, so you could say
He had
1,200.
1160, call it 1,200. Like so, I mean,
And
so it's a little. That's a big drop for me, but I'll see what he does this year. Did the Vikings actually pick up any offensive linemen at all, or
I'm not sure who the we can look to see who the Vikings who they
yeah,
picked up.
who did the Vikings pick up in the draft? Like help
They got
Dalvin.
yeah, they got Jordan Addison, the wide receiver,
Oh,
out
okay,
of
so they got a wide receiver.
um and they got a running back, Dwayne McBride in the seventh round, but they didn't get any O linemen. They got a wide receiver, a
Yeah.
corner, a safety, a nose tackle, and a QB.
That's I mean that's solid. I guess I mean that's middle of the road, but
Yeah, but the Vikings just a middle of the road team. I feel like
they
every
could be
year
so
that
much
this team.
better though. They got so much weapons, bro. They got Justin Jefferson.
Well, I think adding Jordan Addison is going to help. You put him on the other side, that might clear out the box a little more for
That's
Dalvin.
true.
We can see if he bounced back because Justin was just kind of the only the
Yeah,
only.
he was like, "Hey, bro, I'm open, bro. Yo, 18 yard season, 1,800 yard season. Yep, right here."
Yeah.
So,
So
bro,
I
so
think I think Dalvin will be decent this year. I I'm the most
would you pick him up for
interesting.
fantasy?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I
you
would.
would.
I had to think about it for a second, but I would.
Shout out to all our fantasy people out there, man.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
heard it here
man.
first.
Hey, yo, everybody play fantasy football,
Yeah, it's fine, man. Win some money.
man. I James Conner is a weird one. He's in. Well, what's the most interesting one is Jamal Williams and Aaron Jones because they were teammates at one point in time. They both played on Green Bay, and then Jamal
Uh-huh.
Williams went to Detroit, and where he went at now?
Um, Jamal Wait, I don't know where Jamal Williams is right now. Like
He
he's not still on the
he went to the Saints.
Jamal
Ooh,
Williams is on the Saints.
that might be
That's a
interesting.
good move.
You think he'll have 1,000 yard season?
Yeah, yeah, hands down. Y'all heard it here first, y'all. If
I
y'all
think
think he ain't gonna have 1,000 yard season, put it in the comments below. I'm calling it right here.
yeah.
Jamal wins for 1,000 yard season on the Saints. Call me.
I
That's a good pick.
I'm I'm with you. I'm with you. I think the Saints they got a good line. You know, they got good receivers, and if everybody come back healthy, um, they might. You know, Michael Thomas.
They,
We don't know if Michael Thomas ever going to be healthy again. But
they got Derek Carr, right?
yeah,
I mean, I feel like that sounds like a good recipe to me. Derek Carr just gotta just not do what he did to me last year.
you gotta let that hurt go.
I'm trying to let that hurt go. I still believe in Derek Carr, y'all. I think Derek Carr is a good quarterback. He's
I think, and they have a division that's kind of up in the air. Like we don't know. Um, we really don't know where Atlanta is. We really don't know where Tampa is, and then Carolina is on the they're on the up they're on the incline, but they have a rookie quarterback. We got to see him actually play and see if it works. So I don't know with that division. If Jamal Williams is running the ball well, and they got Chris Olave. Shout out to Chris
Chris
Olave.
Olave is great, man.
He was holding it down for me in fantasy. So with the combination of that, and Jamal Williams running the ball, I think Jamal Williams will have 1,000-yard season. I think that'll you know put the Saints, because the Saints they're always solid defensive.
Right.
Solid defense. They just couldn't score points. And then
Now,
and then you add Taysom Hill doing those like little trickery plays.
right now, if we're gonna talk about the division where the Saints are at right now, I Atlanta is really hard for me to call. I cannot call Atlanta at all. But I can tell you who I'm not looking for: the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I can't see them going. Let me see. What kind of record would I give the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now if I were to give them a record?
7 wins, 6 wins.
6 wins. I mean, it's 6 wins. I give them 6 wins right now, currently, or where they're at right now. Carolina is the most interesting team right now in that division because they made so much moves and so much power plays in the offseason and in the draft that I think Carolina's going to also have a winning season, but Carolina might actually be able to make the playoffs this year.
I mean, from the division gotta go. I mean, speaking of that, then what you see Leonard, since we talking about Tampa Bay, what you think Leonard Fournette? You think he'll have a bounce back season, or you think he done?
I mean, it's one and done right now. It's either he can make it work now or it's not going to work ever. Like this is the season.
Yeah.
That it's just that. That's just it. I mean, you got Baker Mayfield at quarterback, and before everybody starts talking, like it's not an idealistic star quarterback that you need right now that you say that's going to get you to where you need to be. So like he might be a good backup, but I don't see him being a starting quarterback to take Tampa Bay in replacement of Tom Brady to get where they need to be to go to the playoffs. That's unless he proves me wrong. I
I
wish the best for
mean,
everybody, man, but I
I
don't see it.
mean, getting to the playoffs or like the Super Bowl, because that's the difference when you got Tom Brady. Is that it's the Super Bowl, right? Like you can make the playoffs. Baker Mayfield made the playoffs before. He can make the playoffs.
He can make the Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. That's the difference. Like he might not be a Super Bowl quarterback, but he can make the playoffs.
I don't think. I mean, he's only made. Well, hold on. How many seasons did he make the playoffs? One, right?
Two.
Was it two? Because I think he got close, and then they
Oh,
missed the
then
playoffs.
yeah, you might be right. So it might only be
He
two.
made it once, and that was his sophomore year.
Right.
He led them to the playoffs, and they beat Pittsburgh. But yeah,
Okay.
because he got close. He missed the second round, the second go round.
Yeah, yeah. He went 11-5 in his third. That was his third season.
Yeah, and then they missed the playoffs though because I think
That
somebody else went 11-5 too, right?
no, that's the one season they made it was 2020. That's the one season he made it that one year.
3 years ago. Okay, so
Uh, but okay. So who else we got? Joe Mixon.
is Joe Mixon still on Cincinnati, or is Joe Mixon still looking for a contract?
No,
Because
no, he's still on Cincinnati. I think he is still looking for a
he was
contract.
looking for a contract, so I didn't know if he re-signed that contract or
Joe Mixon is 26, which is
which
interesting
is great.
because most of them are like he must have been young when he entered the league.
Yeah, like 26 as a running back, that's great.
He entered the league at 21, which I think like Leonard Fournette and Thingham, they were like 23 already. They're like older
Right.
They're 2 years older than him. Which I don't think it matters. I think it's the football years, not the age years. But um, so he played 14 games, had 800 yards this season, but he had 450 yards receiving,
Mm-hmm.
decent.
Great.
But 2021 he had 1,200 yards rushing and 13 touchdowns with another 315 yards receiving. So um, I guess for him it's about staying. I mean, if he played the other 3 games, he would have been over 1,000 yards.
Yeah, by far.
But
He would have at least had 11.
right. So what you think about his his
So
future
for Joe
and who?
Mixon, I think because they picked up an offensive lineman and a wide receiver too. So I think like I think Cincinnati's looking pretty good right now on their offensive side. Jesse Bates, that's going to be a real kick in the heel. So I'm waiting to see exactly how that's going to correlate on their defensive front. But they they look.
They're gonna score
It's like
points.
Cincinnati is like one of those teams that like they just it looks good, but it always feels like there's something missing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I'm looking for them to just take me over the top, but it's like they're missing some kind of component. And they keep drafting and putting things around. They drafted everything around about Joe Burrow now, so he has protection. We still got Joe Mixon. Praise the Lord, they still got Joe Mixon because they didn't let Joe Mixon walk. I don't know what they were gonna do because that's crazy.
yeah.
But
They should probably just give him the contract.
they need to pay Joe Mixon. That's crazy.
I'm pretty sure they're waiting on Jamar Chase. They're like waiting. They're like let's see what Jamar Chase ends up doing.
I'm gonna tell you what because I said this in the same podcast maybe like 10 episodes, 8 episodes ago. Jamar Chase is one of the greatest wide receivers currently right now in the league, but you're gonna mess up by not paying Joe Mixon on that Cincinnati offense. They need Joe Mixon. They need a caliber of a running back of Joe Mixon on that offense if it's gonna work. Because you
And
can't just have Jamar Chase. It's not gonna work.
I mean, he's versatile too.
He's versatile. He catch the ball in the backfield.
Right. And
Like
that's big in the league now, right? Being able to catch the
catching the
ball.
ball in the backfield. Saquon Barkley caught the ball blindsided, left-handed. I said, "Oh, that's crazy."
He did do that.
But yeah. So I think he needs to get his. Either needs to get his money or wherever he goes, he's gonna take them places. The
Oh,
next
you know what we forgot to mention?
who
To Let's rewind real fast to go back to the Saints. You know what we didn't mention?
who that?
Jamal Williams and Alvin Kamara are gonna be on the same team now. That's a 1-2 punch.
Who you think gets majority of the carries?
Jamal Williams, but that's
Yeah,
when
okay. I
that's
understand that.
that's when Alvin Kamara's at his best, right? Because remember when they had Mark Ingram and he was like coming in, running the ball, catching the ball. Because Alvin Kamara is him and Austin Eckler. Their best asset is catching the ball. They can
Right.
run route. They can line up at wide receiver. They can catch the ball. So
Jamal Williams is fast too, man. I think like so Alvin Kamara's really going to turn into a third down back at that point. But
yeah, I think they're just gonna mix it. I think they're gonna mix him. Jamal Williams caught the ball a little bit out the backfield this year. I had him on fantasy. I was
me
he
too.
had two, I think, 100-yard receiving games. Y'all in the comments leave the front room. I think he had 2 games where he had 100 yards receiving. I mean, it really was. He caught one of them was like he caught an 80-yard screen pass.
Right, yeah, yeah. Well,
So
that's funny. But
yeah, so I don't know if you want to count that. I mean, I count it because
you got. I mean,
you have to catch
you
the
have
ball.
to count it, but we have to also pay attention to what happened. But
Right, right. I mean,
we have to count it.
but every running back, like every running back ain't good at catching screen passes though, right? Like some running
Mm-hmm.
backs, they drop them, and it's
Right,
essential to still catch it. And when you catch it, like fine, you'll figure your way throughout space. So you
right.
got to give them credit for that. But I think that's a kind of a now the Saints look a little bit more scary now that I'm thinking about that. I don't know how I missed that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like if the only one Carolina,
Um, if they with those two players plus Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, I don't see Carolina. With Derek Carr playing quarterback,
I mean, they got Adam Thielen.
they got Deontay, who in this draft, Deontay and Chuba Hubbard.
So I mean, we gonna see, man. They got Bryce Young.
I mean, Bryce Young got to play an NFL game first. You know how
Yeah,
I got to see him play a game.
I'm
NFL.
intrigued. Carolina has my like. Carolina's one of the top teams that have my peak of interest right now. I want to see how that works. I really want Carolina to be good again, man. Like I think Bryce Young might be able to do it. But the person I
Mhm.
really want to talk about, since we talk about Carolina, let's hop over here to Christian McCaffrey, right?
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey. What do you think Christian McCaffrey does this year on San Fran?
The question is the the question is what does Debo do? I think Christian McCaffrey
No.
directly linked to Debo. Because you know how Debo like gets in the backfield sometimes, but
Right.
they did some interesting um against I can't remember who it was. They were losing though. And what they did was they put Debo in the backfield and Debo ran like a 10 and out. And
Right.
then and Chris McCaffrey ran the wheel route and Purdy hit him down deep down the sideline uh, for like a touchdown. I was like, when they start doing stuff like that, they become a dangerous team because George Kittle was in the middle doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Ayuk. I I say I say
I
Chris
really want a good
McCaffrey
season for Brandon Ayuk too, because I feel like Brandon Ayuk is a really good receiver that just don't get a chance to get his shine.
is they got too much weapons, bro. Like
Like Brandon Ayuk is good though, man. Like
I agree, but when you got a team with that much weapons, see, all right, boom. I'm gonna put it like this. This is my prediction right here. Christian McCaffrey gonna have 900 yards rushing, 600 yards receiving. Because they're
okay,
gonna they're gonna move him around and do a lot of stuff. Because Christian McCaffrey's still explosive, so he gonna have at least 4 or 5 games where
right,
he busts a 60-yard run and it's like, oh, it's San Fran rolling now.
right. George Kittle is still relatively young. He's 29 years old, so I mean, George Kittle should still have some wheels on him at least for like another 3 4 years. Um, I think the same thing. I think they need to involve more stunts with Debo and Christian McCaffrey. I mean, Debo has been pleading to get away from the running back role. He wants to be a wide receiver, so that's why they got Christian McCaffrey over there. I mean, that helps Debo out, and I think that should work. But I think if they involve more stunts, like you were saying, like you got him running the wheel route and him running the 10, like that's gonna really improve the offense of just Debo got a sacrifice, man. I swear I hate to say that for that man, dude. Like Debo is just so talented that it helps the offense where he's able to be at. But I get where he wants to be. Like
Well, I think he mainly want to play receiver because he
he
want to
does
get
want to play receiver. He
well,
keeps saying it.
but he I think it's because he wanted to get paid like a receiver. I mean, he got paid now. I don't think receivers make a lot more than running backs.
Yeah, I don't know if it was more of the pay. I think it's just more of the ability. Like when he spoke about it, he didn't really say like anything about. I mean, what you shouldn't in the media like say like, yo, I'm trying to get that pay, like the wide receiver pay. But
But I mean, but they gave him the contract, so I mean now the way I see it is once you got the contract, hey,
I feel like he just loved the position of wide receiver and he just wants to play wide receiver. He's willing to play running back. But like they had such a crisis in the running back position because all the running backs just kept getting hurt. Freaking Raheem Mostert, and then like everybody just kept getting hurt, so they kept relying on him in the running back position. So he was just like, "All right, now, like enough is enough."
but I think that's just an explosive situation because when you got weapons like that, then now Christian McCaffrey gets lost like as a wide receiver, and the defense is like, where he at? And once you lose sight of him, he
Oh,
going to
he's gone.
he going to hit his head on the goalpost. I tell you that now. So like, I think Christian McCaffrey with a full off season with San Fran, getting to be in practice, getting to be in the facility, learning all the plays. Because you gotta assume that they didn't run all the plays they wanted to run for him because he got traded. He didn't have time to learn the playbook. So now with time to really learn the playbook, I think out of those all those running backs we talked about, he'll have the best season. And when I say the best season, I'm combining rushing and receiving.
Right. I
Um,
mean, he's always had a good rushing and receiving um thing behind him.
yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. He's got a good quarterback behind him too. We'll see.
Um, I think the only person we really ain't talked about right last is Aaron Jones. So we can
Aaron Jones is such a mystery to me, man.
well you know what we'll say Aaron Jones. Let's talk about Kareem Hunt real fast, and then we'll go to Aaron Jones. Kareem Hunt he said he wants to be a starting running back again.
I
Um,
think he should be.
yeah, I mean the only reason he lost his role was clearly because he got in that trouble, not because he didn't have the talent.
Kareem Hunt is 100% a starting running back. Like, and last year might not reflect it because last year Kareem Hunt wasn't. I don't even think he had like 600. How much yards did he have?
6'4", 68.
Like Kareem Hunt was like, yeah, his
But
he had a bad season.
That's because Nick Chubb was like Nick Chubbin.
Nick Chubb was Nick Chubbin, like
So like he wasn't gonna get in the game, man. Nick Chubb
Chubbin,
was
Chubbin, 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 choo choo. But I'm over toting that thing. Boy, listen, that's almost crazy, man. But
like Nick Chubb is a man, man. You got to give him the ball.
yeah, but Kareem Hunt deserves the start, man. I wish he would have a place that he can go that he can really be who he is. Who needs a running back right now?
That's like that's like the age old question because
Like who needs a running back, bro? Like I guess he can, I mean, hey, he can come over to Dallas. He won't come up, man.
y'all could use him in Dallas. I
He can
mean,
come over to Dallas.
being now honestly being that y'all don't know how Tony Pollard gonna look after it because Tony that's a pretty bad injury he got.
Yeah, they didn't
He
pick anybody up as a backup. I don't even know who my I gotta go look and see who my backup is behind Tony.
uh, but but then but then y'all Kareem Hunt probably wants a big contract too. So that's where
Yeah,
the problem is at because what he probably would need to do is he would need to go to a team for a year and show he still got it, and then he get the contract after that.
right.
Because we haven't seen him as a starter since he left Kansas City. Like he's always been a backup. So that's his problem. But I think Kareem Hunt got a lot left in the tank because he was a backup. Because he got to be a backup, he didn't have to worry about getting 300 carries in a season like all the rest of these guys had the 300 carries, 300 carries, 300 carries. So then I think that gave him a chance to like save his legs,
Right, right.
save his legs a bit.
I mean, if you want to come over, I mean, we this franchise tagged Tony Pollard, so I think he'd do. I think he'd be a great fit in Dallas. He fits perfectly in Dallas, really. But
I'm not even against that. Honestly, I am not against that. So
makes sense.
we agree there. Aaron Jones. I think Aaron Jones is. I think this is gonna be Aaron Jones' best season.
You think
Um,
so?
yeah, with the fact that Aaron Rodgers is gone, I think that what that's gonna do is because Jordan Love is starting, they're gonna say let's run the ball a little more than what we normally run the ball.
So we're putting a lot of expectation on Aaron Jones. Then
I mean, he had
he
what?
has to turn to the leader of that offense.
Yeah, he had about 1,200 yards rushing last year.
Yeah, he's gonna have to turn into the leader of that offense.
Yeah. Or what's somebody named Christian Wood? Christian Wood probably going. He looked like he ready to step up.
We'll see. I mean, Aaron Jones is a good back. His career has been bouncing back and forth, but we'll see what he can do now that they're gonna have to rely on him a lot more since Jordan Love is now coming into the fray. They're losing Aaron Rodgers. Um, I would like to think if you're gonna take Aaron Rodgers away, yes, Aaron Jones would become like a safety blanket, but you're doing that because you're putting faith in Jordan Love to do what he needs to do. So it's weird to me to say that you do that and you stop him from throwing the ball. Like I'm not a believer of just straight up stopping your quarterback from throwing the ball to an extent.
I think it's more like play actions though. Like I mean, like rely on him. Like he's gonna have more carries than he would have gotten with Aaron Rodgers. Not
True,
like he's
true.
not like he's just gonna like if let's
Take
say
over the offense.
yeah, like let's say like if Aaron Rodgers throw the ball 40 times in a game, Jordan Love will be around 31, 32. And so those other 8 plays will go to Aaron Jones to get like carries. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll just be a little less. And like for running backs, that 7 or 8 carry could be the one where you break it, for 50 yards. So you know. But I think I think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I think he got the tools, and I think Green Bay they finally getting their offensive line back together. So once they get their offensive line right, take the route.
I mean, to be fair to Aaron Jones had a decent season. Well, the man he had 1,100 yards last season, so you can't never argue with that. 1,000 yard season, he got that. He's averaging 5.3 yards a carry.
Which is ridiculous
That's
because
that
that means if they give him the ball 20 times in the game, right, he would have 100 yards.
right.
So that goes to show he just wasn't getting enough carries. If you
That's
give him, if you
that
give
could
him
which can
25,
be true.
if you give him 25 carries, he might have a breakout season.
I mean, yeah, 213 for the season. So
Which that's kind of low though. You know what I'm saying for a running back.
yeah,
Like we were just talking about Kareem Hunt. When Kareem Hunt's last season on the Chiefs, he had 327 carries. That's a whole 100 difference.
that is
And
a
and one less game because remember it's still 16 games
that
back.
is a whole difference. A
You know what
hundred
I'm saying?
games.
So like, Dalvin Cook, I was looking at Dalvin Cook had 314 carries last year. And
Yeah, this man
that's low for him. You know what I'm saying? So if Aaron Jones at least get 275, he might be, make a Pro Bowl all pro. I mean I like it. I'm confident for him.
that's cool. I want that for him, man, because he's a good back.
Yeah. So I mean, so y'all boys, this been the podcast is going for the gusto. We can go ahead and wrap it up, man. Like, man, we had fun, man. Just low running back talk. We appreciate y'all boys in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy. He left a comment saying he liked whenever we do the top 10 list. So we're gonna bring that back. We'll do some more top 10 lists. Y'all like if y'all like the draft class one, or like any kind of positions y'all want to talk about, we full spread. We ain't leaving nobody out. Y'all, even though even the boys in the trenches, we ain't scared to talk about O lineman, D lineman, man. You know what I'm saying? One of one of the squad, what I'm saying, Queso, he been on the O line, so we gotta show them love as well. So you know what I'm saying, man, we appreciate y'all boys. Like, comment, subscribe, man. You know what I'm saying? This been going for the this has been going for the gusto.
There we go.
We lit. I couldn't get the words out, man, because but word, man. So we out, man. Peace.